Here we're going to tie a fly called the Sparkle Dun. First thing I'm going to do is just get my thread started. Then the next step is to take some olive Antron yarn. I'm not going to use all of the Antron yarn in the same clump. One clump is actually kind of thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split that up into about a half or so. And a half is usually enough for your smaller flies. Then we want that tail to be tied in right on top of the hook. So I'm just going to tie this in. I'm going to leave a generous amount hanging off the back. I can always clip it after the fact. Make sure that tail's right on top. And we're going to take our thread back forward and that very smooth. No lumps or bumps. Reason is our thread is actually going to be the body for this fly. Now I can trim my tail. I want to trim it about half the length of the shank of the hook. Just about so. Now the next step is to tie in the wing. For that we're going to use some Comparadun hair. It's a deer hair. We're going to cut out a chunk about half the diameter of a pencil. Use a little more, of course, if the fly is larger. A little less if the fly is smaller. I'm going to put this into a hair stacker. Once I've got the tips of this hair nice and even, stacked, I'm going to tie these in facing forward on the fly. Now I want these to be about the length of the hook, no more than that. I'm going to simply tie in that hair, let it flare out. Then I'm going to take the butts as I'm still pinching them, and I'm going to trim them as close as I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise up this deer hair. I'm going to jump my thread right in front of it. Once I've got them kind of pulled back a little bit, I'm going to flare them out into a half moon shape. And then I'm going to take my thread, use the tension of the thread to wrap a thread dam right up against the base of these fibers. Every once in a while I just kind of stroke them back, get them out of the way. There we go. Now we're going to clean up the back of the body here just a hair. Sometimes you get one of these wild ones, you just pluck them out if it's not going to cooperate. So where I tied in that deer hair, I'm just going to clean that up a little bit and taper the body. There we go. Then you're ready to whip finish once you've got your wing standing straight up, the thread dam in place. I'm just simply going to lay down my turns of the whip finish, build up a little bit of a head. That's all there is to the Sparkle Dun. Gotta be careful not to overdo it with the wing on this fly. I like a nice sparse wing. If you tend to overdo it, the fly will become too bushy, profile will be too large. So it's better to actually underdo it on this fly rather than overdo it. Here I'm going to give you a look at the front of this fly. You can see how I have that half moon shape going. It's ideally what we're looking for. Looks like an emerging mayfly. Antron imitates the trailing shuck of the fly. That's all there is to the sparkle dun.